Hello guys, and I'm back with ready for another football weekend. Apologies, I didn't get the previews done for the Carabao Cup. My side obviously got let down, but we're back now with the previews for the weekend's games. There is videos coming up for League 2 and so on, but we start with the National League. And actually the National League starts on Friday night. There's going to be 2 games this week on a Friday night. I think it's just to try and get them all in, as far as I know. So, without any further ado, let's talk National League, shall we? And the first game that we'll start with is the first game on Friday night. It's Chesterfield up against Barnet. Now, Chesterfield got the 2-2 draw against Notts County. They'll feel like they probably should have got all 3 points from that. We're being 2-0 up, but they're going to be a bit disappointed with that. Notts County showed some battling qualities there. But Chesterfield have got a tough game here against league leaders Barnet. Barnet have started basically like a house on fire right now. 3 wins and a draw from their first 4 games. And we've got to give them credit for that, really. I mean, they really are showing people that they are not, they are not to be messed with. I mean, Barnet won 2-0 against Woking. Woking will be a difficult side this season. So, the winner of this match anyway on Friday, I'll remind everybody, goes top at least for 24 hours, or in Barnet's case, it'd stay top if they don't lose for 24 hours. Where do I go with this? Chesterfield look like a good side. I mean, they're getting Shamanga back as well. He came on and played a little bit there for about 15 minutes, and the Notts County game. Obviously, they've got Quasi Asante as well, and other players to really are a quality squad. I'm going to go for Chesterfield just to edge this by 2-1. I think Barnet, though, have had a very good start, and they're going to want to carry on. So I'm saying Chesterfield to win 2-1. Let me know down below what you think. The second game is Oldham Athletic up against Aldershot Town on Friday night. And Oldham have just literally signed a player from Bradford on loan for the remainder of the season. So they'll be for that Aldershot. Again, a side that's up and down. I do fancy Oldham to get the win here. I just think that, Boundary Park's going to be difficult to go to this year. And they've got this uplift. So I do fancy them to go and beat Aldershot by 2-0. Excuse me, while I have a nice beverage. And next we have Bournemouth up against Altrincham. And Bournemouth a bit up and down. Bournemouth right now are in 7th place in the league. So, they've made a good start, 7 points from the first 4. And Altrincham doing what I thought. They're still trying to find the feet going full time. They picked up 3 draws, though, in that time. They're yet to win. But they're not losing heavily, which is what people would probably say. I'm going to say Bournemouth, again, just with the quality and the know-how in the National League they've got going through the squad this season. I'm actually going to go Bournemouth 3, Altrincham 0. Watch me get that very, very wrong. Next match, of course, is Bromley up against the Iron of Scunthorpe United. Well, I wonder if Scunthorpe have had that kind of turnaround. And I wonder if they've had that shock factor yet that the National League will not be a cakewalk. They have had their manager linked to Keith Hill is linked to a return to Rochdale, who recently lost their manager. He has kind of distanced himself from it, but until that post is filled, and maybe he's a name that's being linked, will that unsettle Scunthorpe? Scunthorpe fans will hope not, although Bromley, to be fair, had a similar problem when their manager got linked to Gillingham last year. Bromley, at the minute, I can't see them not beating Scunthorpe. So much so, I think I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Bromley at home to Scunthorpe. A decent start for Bromley. Like I said, they're in 8th so far with 7 points, so not to be sniffed at really. And I fancy it'll carry on against the Iron. Next game we have Eastleigh up against Southend. Now, this game is one of the, Eastleigh have started very well actually their season. Better than people thought, in 9th place. They've had 2 wins, a draw and a defeat. It's a very good start for Eastleigh. Weirdly, I don't think anyone thought they'd be there. And Southend, a steady, solid start for them. 5 points from the opening 4. Down in 13th. It's just tricky because Eastleigh have really, like I said, they've really started the season well. I'm going to say that I think Southend may nick this 1-0. So I'm going to go Eastleigh 0, Southend United 1. I don't think there's going to be much in this. I think they've got 2 solid teams, and it is basically who will crack first. And I fancy just Southend to win by 1-0 at Eastleigh. All I'd say to Southend is do not give a penalty away because Abrahams could be in for a goal there. But I'm saying 1-0 to Southend on Saturday. The next game on there will be Halifax Town up against Notts County. Now, Notts County, obviously, with that 2-2 comeback draw against Chesterfield. Halifax, they have really not had the start they wanted. They're bottom of the table with 1 point. No goals, which means they ended up with a 0-0 draw to get their point. It's kind of worrying really for Halifax. But it's one of these games again where I think Notts have got to, they're in 10th. They've had a very solid start, 6 points from the first 4 games. They've only won 1 of their first 4, and that was on the opening day. And they haven't won since. They'd probably look at this game and go, well, they should really win this. And on paper, yes, they should. But this is a game that it's going to be all about Notts County, really. It's how they approach this match against Halifax. If they approach it with the right mentality, then they will win. I've got to say that I'm sorry, Halifax. I do fancy Notts to get the win here. I'm going to go a 2-0 win for Notts County against Halifax. Halifax just, I don't think they're going to make it easy for Notts County. And Notts County, again, Again, they're proving my point to a degree. It's not the scoring that is Notts County's problem. It's the keeping the back closed, the back door closed. That's Notts' biggest problem. But I shouldn't see them have much of a problem, unless, of course, Notts County know about Manny Disawere, who is at Halifax, and he dealt them a blow in the playoffs last year. But yeah, I'll keep mentioning Manny because he is a big forward man for Halifax. They've got some good players, but I'm going to go for Notts County to win at Halifax by 2-0. Which will be a very good start, 9 points from 15 if Notts were to do that. Next we have Gateshead up against Wealdstone. Now Wealdstone have really been an early season, I don't want to say surprise package so far, really, because the 4 games in, but you can't not say it, can you, really? 3 wins and 1 defeat. Wealdstone are in second, a point behind leaders Barnet. And you've got to say they've got this kind of belief going to Gateshead, which is not an easy place to go. Gateshead has shown that they're being competitive. They might be in 19th right now, drawing 3 and losing 1. They've shown already they can score goals. This is not going to be an easy game to call. In fact, so much so I'm going to go for a draw here. Because not another one. No. Let me change that. No, I'm going to go for Gateshead to get their first win here. So yeah, I've changed it. Not the draw. I'm going to go for Gateshead 2-1 home win against Wealdstone, and watch Wealdstone prove me wrong straight away. But Gateshead have got some good players. They've had the draws they have had. They've had some good draws. They've been lucky in a couple of games as well. Wealdstone, it'll be a good game, I think that is. That could be a sleeper of the weekend, that. But I'm going to go Gateshead just to nick it 2-1 at home against Wealdstone. Next, we have Maidenhead United against York City. Now, I don't know which Maidenhead you're going to get. Maidenhead are, like I said, they definitely are the spoilers of the National League, I call them, And York are in 15th. They've had a solid start, but they've had a couple of defeats recently. It's going to be a close game, this. And Maidenhead, do you know what? At Maidenhead, I think they could spring a surprise here. I'm actually going to go, but I'm going to go for a draw here between York and Maidenhead. I'm going to go 1-1 between Maidenhead and York. Maidenhead, if you can go to Maidenhead and you can get a point, it's never a bad point. It really isn't. You go, well, Maidenhead, they're a small side, and when you look at the way they've started since their defeat on the opening day to Notts County, they've won 2 and lost 1 other. So, they've actually really bounced back from that opening day defeat. And I think York, again, they've had a solid start. They've not, they've not blown away as such, but they've got some dangers in their side. But Maidenhead is a very, very difficult place to go. And they're already showing that. So I'm going to go for Maidenhead United 1, York City 1 will be my prediction. Next we have Maidstone up against Torquay. Again, going to a club like Maidstone is not easy. Torquay are not an easy team either to beat. Maidstone are doing, they're doing okay. They've got 4 points from the opening 4 games. They've got a win and a draw in there. That's how they got to the 4 points. Torquay obviously have not started the way they wanted to, but so this is going to be important for both teams. But I'm going to go for Torquay to get a narrow win. And I've just seen the goal ratio for Torquay. It's ridiculous. Torquay in 4 games have only scored 1 goal. 1 goal and only conceded 2. So there is not going. I don't think there'll be a lot of goals in this. You know what? I'm going to go Torquay just to nick it 1-0 against Maidstone. But it's also a game that Maidstone will feel like, do you know what? We can win this. And they're going to feel like they can win it. So it will be interesting. But I'm saying Torquay to win 1-0 against Maidstone. Next up, we talk about Solihull Moors up against Dorking. Now, Dorking, they are flying in the way of goals at the moment. They have got this confidence in them that you wouldn't believe, to be honest, for, like I said, the first Sunday League team to play at, well, the top level of non-league, really. And they're in 6th place so far. So you're thinking, well, they're playing, I believe, with absolutely no fear. And they are playing with no fear. And they do with Solihull, being in 3rd. Great start for Neil Ardley's men. A couple of frustrating draws in there. This is not going to be easy, to be completely honest. Dorking are flying with confidence so far, but again, because Solihull at home, I'm going to go for a 3-2 win for Solihull just. But Dorking are surprising people already. Will they surprise again? We'll find out. But my prediction, Solihull Moors 3, Dorking Wanderers 2. Next we have Yeovil Town up against Dagenham and Redbridge. Yeovil definitely not having the start they wanted. And Yeovil obviously are second bottom. They've only picked up 2 draws in their 4 games, but really, it's not the start Chris Hargreaves wanted. Dagenham and Redbridge in 14th. They've had a solid start. But they might be a little bit disappointed with the way they've started. You know what I mean? Only one defeat, but they've actually won one of the games as well. But they drew the other 2, I think. I've got to say Dagenham will get the win here. Probably 2-0 against Yeovil. I just think it's not started very well for Chris Hargreaves, which is unfortunate, really, because Chris is a good guy. I'm going to say 2-0 to Dagenham and Redbridge. I just think the amount of attacking options that Dagenham do have, I think, will be too much for the Glovers. But we'll wait and see. But I'm saying 2-0 to Dagenham and Redbridge. And finally, the TV game this Saturday is Woking up against Wrexham. Wrexham won 5-0 last time out against Maidstone. And, that was sort of like a statement to say we're still there. And Woking, with a disappointing result last time out. It's on TV, so you never know. But Woking beat them last time. They beat them when Wrexham went to Woking. It's not an easy game, and I think there could be quite a few goals in this. I'm saying 3-1. I'm going to go for Wrexham. I do fancy him just too much for Woking. So my final prediction is Woking 1, Wrexham 3. If you can't make that game, but you do like watching National League, then do tune into BT Sport. They will have that on, and it's a 5:20 kickoff. So there are my predictions for Saturday's fixtures. I will be back Sunday previewing the Bank Holiday Monday games, because there is a full programme for them on that. So if you're a National League supporter and you like these games, these predictions, stay tuned, because the Bank Holiday Monday predictions will be in either late Saturday or early Sunday. So keep your eyes out for that. Anyway, please do subscribe if you did like this video. And I will see my wonderful National League friends. I will see you all very, very soon, like I said, with another preview of the National League games for Bank Holiday Monday. But until then, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye, guys.